I'm Tonia Chanel.
And I'm Brandi C. Styles.
And you are watching Secret PK Thoughts. Thanks for watching Secret PK Thoughts. This is a show that we've been talking about doing for a while now, and I'm super excited that we're finally doing it. Secret PK Thoughts originally started as a blog that I started writing about a year ago, and I was just sitting around thinking, and I was like, people just, if they only knew what PKs, which is preachers' kids, go through and what we think. We had some of the funniest conversations, some of the funniest stories, and the best thing to me is, even though I hate gossiping, we know the truth.
Okay. Remember that. We know the truth.
We know who's doing what. But this is what this vlog is basically about, and it's going to be so much fun. We're also going to be interviewing different ministers, other preachers' kids, psalmists, and Christian businesses that we can all go out and support.
Yes.
So I'm so excited about it, and I can't wait. Okay, so our first topic. This is actually the first vlog, and our first PK Thoughts is, why aren't you married yet?
That's right.
That is the biggest question I've gotten since I've grown as a woman in the church. Why aren't you married yet? Now I am married.
Show the ring, show the ring.
Boom. But at the time I wasn't married, and I used to get this question all the time, and I used to always say, I'm not gonna address this question. It's such a big stigma once you hit a certain age in church, especially when you're a PK. It's one of the biggest questions that people bring up to you, especially the girls.
Yes.
Not really the guys, but the girls. I guess the guys normally get it when they in their like late 30s, and they probably like, what's wrong? Why you're not married? But the girls, it's like, it seems like as soon as you hit your 20s, it's like some eggs drying up. It's time to get married. And I'm like, I just turned 20. What do you mean? Like,
So many eggs.
That. Yeah.
I just had 2 of them. And right after that, I felt the pressure of, where's your ring? When is the wedding? You know, it's like, okay, listen, I've done what I've done. That doesn't mean I have to walk down the aisle.
Right.
For what? For me to get a divorce and that's another situation? No. I mean, we don't have to walk in that way. We sin, we ask for forgiveness, and we move on.
That's a major thing, because before I was married, a guy came over my dad's house, and he's one of his preacher friends. You know how the preachers come and sit around the table and always around food. And so he saw my son and pat my son on the head, and then he's like, he's such a handsome little boy. And then he's like, so when are you getting married? And I'm shady. I'm undercurrent shady. I don't be like blatant shady, but in my head I'm super shady. So in my head I looked at him like, why you been divorced twice? Okay. And on your 3rd one. But I just said, okay, I'm not going to say anything. And I said, well, I'm just not ready to get married. You know, and I said, I haven't met the right one. I don't want to marry just no anyone. But one of the things people try to say when you hit a certain age in the church and you're not married is, what's wrong with you, or what are you doing wrong? And my thing was, maybe I'm actually doing something right. Okay. You know, I don't want to marry anyone, just know anybody. And something that I've seen growing up in the church is a lot of divorces.
In leadership.
Amen. Oh, that was stung. I felt the Holy Ghost. Woo!
I know that one hurt.
But it's so true.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they do so much to force marriages, especially with the young people. I grew up in between a holiness church and a Pentecostal church. And one of the things was they always preached holiness and sanctification and stuff. And a lot of the young people ended up married early, but a lot of them ended up divorced early. And I'm like, okay, you're telling us to get married. And of course, the scripture is, it's better to marry than to burn. I feel the Holy Ghost on that. But then it's just like, okay, after the burning done went out, after y'all done did what y'all did, after being married, and the relationship is over, like nobody taught them to sustain marriage. It was just like, get married.
So before we even talk about sustaining marriage, we need to make sure everybody's on one accord, because nobody's talking about being equally yoked. Because somebody can be in the church house but not sanctified. So when you're unequally yoked, it's not going to work anyway. So that's why a lot of the divorce rates is up too, because we're not talking about the spiritual realm of marriage.
That's very true. Yeah. I could be in a church house and he could be in a gin house, and then in my house. Or highway number 19.
Okay.
People keep I got that off of what's love got to do with it. I was actually watching it last night.
That's true.
It's very true, and that's why I waited so long to get married. And the way I got married was actually weird, because I met my husband at a revival.
Wow.
So Shonda.
Yes.
I was like, we date. And he's actually a musician. And I mean, of course, every marriage has its up and downs, and you're not always going to see eye to eye. But if you're spiritually in the right place, it makes it so much more easier. And I just didn't want to marry anybody, because I done had some crazies in my life that I dated. And that's another thing, when you're dating and you're a PK, it's like
not a good thing. Don't let them not be seen.
And the first thing they jump and say is, they. And my thing is, were you at the door? Because I wasn't doing anything, and sometimes I was doing it. I ain't even say
right.
But it's just like, we do the same things that your daughter did, and your son is doing.
Yes.
The only thing is,
we have a spotlight.
Exactly. We're in the spotlight. So my thing is, the church that I came from now they teach on how to sustain marriage. They don't force marriages. They talk to the people that are dating. They have open dialogue with the youth, and I think that's very awesome, because again, back in the day, it wasn't a thing of holding conversation and telling us how to court.
Yeah.
That is a big
very important. Very important. You have to court. You can't. I don't like it when somebody feel like, that basically they could just do whatever they want, and you're just supposed to fall in love with them. No, you gotta. It's like a job. You gotta be interviewed. What are your qualifications? Can you pray me through some things? That's all. Before talking about marriage, I mean, and you know what I realized, especially being a PK, I had my ups and downs, and that's why I'm not married yet. Is because even though I had children out of wedlock, my eyes were open to certain things, and I said, I'm not just going to marry to make other people feel comfortable.
Right.
Because that's another thing, making other people feel comfortable. I remember being pregnant and feeling so ashamed of what people might think of me, especially because of my parents holding that type of position in the church. But the sin was already done.
Right. And then what people don't understand is the sin was in the act, but it's not in the children. I gotta take a quick station break. Let me put on my fan for this one, child, because I'm about to go there.
Go there.
Honey, how are you judging me about having my baby out of wedlock and your daughter's baby sitting right next to mine?
Singing Kumbaya.
Hold the hands. Praise him together. Baby praise.
Yes.
Like, you cannot judge me. The fact of the matter is, we have our own lives to live as well. We have to experience life like everyone else and go through our own process like everyone else. Just because my dad has pastor in front of his name or my mom has pastor in front of her name does not define who I am, because I have to find my own calling. Even though I'm following their footsteps now.
Right.
But it was like, at that time, I just wanted to be me. I just wanted to be me. So for someone to come and tell me I must not be doing something right because I'm not married yet at 30, I was like, when did you get married? Tell me about your situation.
Yeah.
Tell me about your process,
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's church people. No shade.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I believe too is that sometimes as PKs, because of the spotlight, the enemy, I believe, uses that for us to become in a rebellious state. And people who think, oh, she's a PK, you think we have this high arc position. Let me tell you something. To whom much is given, much is required.
Yes.
So understand that because of the position that we are in, don't think we just, we getting an easy pass. God is dealing with us. Mm-hmm. And I had to realize that for myself as a PK. It's like, I know what my gifts and my calling is. So just because of what happened in the past, I need to use the word that was instilled in me from a baby. I need to use it for my life. And maybe from that point of view, that I can help other people that are out there.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I think that's a good
one. I felt that. Yes.
So one of my favorite things growing up as a PK to do when we were bored in my house was to mimic the church folk.
We used to call that gospel charades.
I used to love it.
Yes.
It's always one person that's always the loudest.
Yes.
Right? Like when my dad pastored his first church, it was this lady, we used to go to their church and visit, and she would go into worship. They wouldn't even get in the song good. Like the first 5 seconds, and then she would just bust out with this cry like, we was like, where's the song coming from? Ambulance, one.
Thanks for watching PK Thoughts.
And you can catch us on our YouTube channel, You Have to Listen TV. And also go check out our blog, secretpkthoughts.wordpress.com.
You can check us out each and every Monday. Stay blessed.